Good evening, good evening, good evening, good people. Welcome to PM with Kim, y'all. I hope your day was a wonderful Wednesday. I hope it was way better than you anticipated it being. And I pray that you have made it through traffic, that you're home, that you are winding down and having some me time. And that all is well in your world, on your side of town, on your part of the world. And I am just glad to be here with you all this evening. And I just hope all is well with your mind, your body, and your soul. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to PM with Kim. For my regulars, I appreciate you. Thank you for riding with a sister, for sitting with a sister, for listening to me as I go off on my tangents. So thank you. But I pray that something that I say will bless your soul. This is PM with Kim, my evening inspiration, where I share with you my aha moments, the things that stood out to me the most during the day, things that impressed upon my heart that I felt like I needed to share. So thank you all for joining me. For those of you who are new, welcome. Excuse me. If you haven't already done so, hit your subscribe button, hit your notification bell so that you know when new videos are posted. Like the video, make a comment, and then if you feel so compelled, share it. Forward it on to a family member or a friend. Because if it can bless your soul, maybe it can bless somebody else's. So that's what I'm here for. So, again, thank you for joining me. And sit back and relax a minute. I ain't gonna keep you long. I'm really not. My video this morning was a shorter one. See? But, you know, as the spirit moves me, we'll see. But I wanted to talk about the word friend. A lot of people use that word so loosely. And I need you all to really, really reel back and stop using that word so loosely, because I think social media has impressed upon people that friend is, you know, indicative of the number of people you have following you. And if that is what you equate to friends, somebody duped you along the way. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's just the way it goes. Friend is not a term that you should be using lightly. Your followers are not your friends. Have said it before, I'm gonna keep saying it again. You might have 1,000 followers or more. They're not your friends. You don't know most of those people. I venture to say, let's say you have 1,000 followers on Instagram. Let's throw out the scenario. You have 1,000 followers on Instagram. Venture to say that 10 of them are people that you consider your friend. And if you dwindle it down to really who is your friend, it might be only a couple. There might be associates, there might be colleagues, there may be former classmates, they may be whatever. And so I came across this quote, and I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I was talking to one of my sister friends. And see, when I call you a sister friend, that means I believe in you as my sister. We just, the only thing separates us is that we don't share the same bloodline. But I was talking to one of my sister friends today, and we were talking about how people just use the word friend so loosely, and as they should not. And I came across this quote a while back, but I wrote it down. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but it says, normalize using words like colleague, classmate, acquaintance, old schoolmate, neighbor, client. Not everyone is your friend. Start using the appropriate terms for the appropriate people. Everybody is not your friend. Oh, I was my friend. I was talking to my friend. No, start shifting your vocabulary. Everybody is not your friend. They are not. Friend is close. It's special. It's sacred. It is someone who knows the core of who you are and still love you anyway. Your friend is the person that you are comfortable sharing or showing the ugliest piece of you, and they still love you anyway. Your friend is that person, that confidant that you can entrust your heart to, and they're not going to turn on you or bring it back to you later and remind you of some of your mess. A friend knows those little details about you. I talked about the green flags in people. And one of the green flags was small details. Friends know small details about you. And so be mindful of how you use the word friend. Because if you really, really sit down and you really, really look at your definition of what you think a friend is, and then you compare it to the people that you call friends, you're going to find out quickly that you don't have a whole lot of friends. And that doesn't mean you don't care about other people who have other titles, acquaintances, colleagues, old schoolmates, buddies, whatever else. You might still care for those people, and they may still have a genuine place in your heart, but they're not your friends. So I challenge you to sit down and think about what encompasses your definition of a friend. And then once you come up with the characteristics or the qualities of a friend, then you match up who meets those qualities in your tribe, in your circle, in your friend group. And then you'll be able to ascertain who your friends are. And I love the word tribe, because that doesn't necessarily mean your tribe knows everything about you, but they support you. And so I like to use the word tribe, my village. Those are people who care about you. They support you. They love you. They're going to, be there for you when they can. But that don't necessarily mean they're your friends. Like, I guess my definition, I equate with friends as somebody that is very closely knit. And again, like I said, who knows your not so nice parts, and they don't throw it in your face. They don't hold it against you. They still love you anyway, flaws and all. So normalize changing your vocabulary. That's my colleague. That's my acquaintance. That's my buddy. That's my schoolmate. That's my, my associates. That's my client. That's my tribe. And just be mindful of whatever else. And then, like I said, for me, I have my friends, I have a select few. But then I have my sister friends. And then I have my brother friends. And they're really not friends, because they on another level. They're like siblings, but we just don't share the same bloodline. So I do say sister friend, just because people know, like, we weren't born of the same lineage, but we are the same. So sister friend, brother friend. So if you hear me calling you my sister friend, my brother friend, then you mean something special. And then I have my friends. Those people who I trust, who still know me, who, whatever else. And then I drop down to my associates, my acquaintance, whatever. And that, before them is my tribe. Because then my tribe are the people who, care about me. And then it's my associates, my colleagues, my clients, my buddies, my, old classmates, my whatever. So please get in the habit of normalizing and practicing your vocabulary around who you call your friend. Because if you can't call on your friend in the midnight hour, you can call on Jesus anytime in the midnight hour. But you should have a friend that you can call on if you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you are distraught and you need somebody. Who you calling? You calling your followers on Instagram, or you gonna call your friend or your sister friend or your brother friend? So take a little while and really sit down in the idea of what are the characteristics of a friend for me, for you, because my definition and your definition might be different. But what is your definition of someone that you label a friend? And then come up with your tiers. Is it your, I have a tier. Is it, your, however you want to, whatever. But come up with the characteristics. I can't talk. The characteristics of what a friend encompasses for you. And then match up the people that you've been loosely calling your friend and see if they match up on that list. If they don't, then start giving them a new title. recognize who your friends are, those ones that you can count on through thick and thin, and then start categorizing people where they belong. Because everybody's not your friend. Especially on social media, your followers are not your friends, because a lot of the times, most of the time, those people are following you because they want to see what you got going on. They want to see, some of them secretly want to see you fail. Some of them secretly wishing you, ill will, because they don't like when you post that I got so and so, or I got this, or I achieved this, and they he think he all that, or she thinks she all that. No. Can't you celebrate somebody? So, but you don't know who's got that mindset, out there in the virtual world, because they hating. So just because they following you and liking your post does not mean they like you and that they really supporting you. Some people, that's all they do is troll to see whose business they can get into, how messy they can be on the internet and all of that. So please be mindful of the people that you call friends, and then sit, for a little while and come up with your definitions, your characteristics of those things that embody a friend for you, and then figure out who really falls into that category, and then start adjusting accordingly. Y'all know that's my term, adjust accordingly. And that doesn't mean you have to be mad at anybody. That doesn't mean that you have to not talk to people or not hang around people. We just need to know where people stand with you and how you see them, because that matters. That matters. When it's all said and done, when you have to move forward in life and you've got things going on and you need something, or you whatever else, who you calling? Who you going to? Who's got you back? And everybody that you calling friends are not somebody that's gonna be there for you when you at your lowest. Or they're gonna be there, some of them gonna be right there on your coattails when you're on the mountaintop. Oh yeah, woo, hey, yeah. But when you hit that valley, when you don't have anything and you at your lowest point, and you don't know, and you're not at your best self, meaning you might not say the nicest thing, or you might not act the nicest way because you're going through, or you're under attack and all of that, who's your friend that's going to sit there with you and hold your hand, or give you the tissue, or, say, I got you? So analyze who your friends are. Analyze what your definition of a friend is. Compare and categorize the people in that friendship, and then start making your categories, your acquaintances, your associates, your tribe, your buddies, your clients, your blah blah blah, and put people in the category that they belong in and start calling them by that name. And that's okay. It's quite all right, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's about you and your best interests, and who has you and your best interests at heart. And everybody that you call them friends don't have your best interest or you at the core of who they are. They just don't. So start shifting your vocabulary. Start shifting your vocabulary and start really, really guarding that word friend. Because if you really, really sit back and analyze, you don't have a whole lot of them. So, and that's not to say, like I said, that people in other categories, you don't love them and appreciate them and hold on to them and, want to break bread with them and fellowship and hang out and so forth and so on. But call them for who they are. Still treat people with love. Still speak life over people. Still be there for people. Still be who you are, authentically you. Just know who's riding with you. That's it. That's all. That's my PM with Kim evening inspiration. I just want you to get in the habit of guarding that word friend and understanding and knowing who really is your friend, who really has your back, who really is going to, be with you in the trenches, in the valley, and who is going to cheer you on and celebrate you when you get to that mountaintop. And that'll give you a good perspective on who you've got around you and how you need to adjust accordingly. Yes, y'all. So that's it. That's all. I pray that the rest of your evening will be richly blessed. That you'll just be able to have some me time that revives your spirit and settles your heart and mind this evening, so that when you lay down tonight, that your sleep will be peaceful and restful and sweet, and that the hand of God will rest upon you all night long, and that the angels will encamp all around you, keeping you and your home and everybody in it safe from hurt, harm, or danger, and that you will awaken tomorrow, and when your eyes open, you say, thank you, Lord, because you realize I'm above the dirt and I get another chance to make it right. And I hope tomorrow that your day will begin amazingly, that you will feel refreshed and revived and renewed and ready to run on again, and to see how you can be a blessing in this world another day. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace that guards your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. A covering that keeps you when you can't keep yourself. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be blessed. Be great. And spread love, y'all. Spread love. Whew. Peace and blessings, y'all, from my heart to yours. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a good night. And I will see you in the AM with Kim. All right. Have a good night.